Hi! Today I'll show you the color tool. Now the color tool is pretty simple. Let's just go to our inventory, Resonite Essentials, Tools, and then this little color picker here is the color tool. Double tap onto it, and it'll spawn it out. Now then we can just grab it, and click Equip in the context menu, or use our laser to equip it. Now the way it works is very simple. We go over here, we have a funny color that we want, we press secondary to sample the color, and primary to apply the color. So for me, with the index controller, that's secondary the touchpad and primary the trigger. Now, the one thing to keep in mind here, though, is that when you're sampling color, you're not sampling the color that the object has internally, as in like on a texture or something, or like a material's color directly. You're sampling what you're seeing. So for example, if I applied this cyan to this cube here, then go behind it where the sun is shining against it, and then sample from here, you'll see I have a very dark cyan now because it's actually sampling what you see, not the color the object is, as in without considering lighting conditions. Which means if I was to grab it from here and reapply it, the object would actually get darker based on that. Now the neat thing is, if we open the context menu, we have a color picker here, which is not only useful for selecting a color, such as just selecting, for example, this little purple here and then clicking. It's also useful because if I grab this and then go over here and the secondary, you'll see that this actually updates to the exact point that I want. And the neat part is, for sampling, you don't have to just click, click, click. You can actually hold down secondary and move it, and you'll see this little panel here is actually updating. So we can actually hold down and tell exactly what color something is. Now if we go to swatch, for example, we could also then select something here and then apply it. Let's go to hex, for example, and here's where the fun part comes in. If you have a color and you want, for example, it as a text code, you can just sample it, and as you move around, the hex code changes. Then you can just copy that and use that in color tags or whatever else you want the hex code for. Do keep in mind, though, unless your material is unlit, it will always be the value that is actually visible, not the value that the object is without lighting, as said before. But it's still really neat that I can just point at myself and then just, get the color values of my face, for example, as they're updating and as I'm moving my hand around. Just gotta, there we go. Barely got deep purple there. But yeah, it's a very simple tool, so there's not much more to say. I've already kind of run this longer than it could have been. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, leave them down below. Like the video if you liked it, and I see you in the next one. Bye-bye.